Boys, I got wrecked today. uh, Plain and simple, basically. So I took two losses. My original plan was that we were going to take these data highs. So this was the 8:30 news high, and that was from CPI coming out. Um, I thought that was my draw on liquidity. Data highs get taken all the time. It's like a very strong setup, in my opinion. So I really thought we were going to take these. Obviously not today because we're all the way down here now. So yeah, I took two long setups, hoping that we would make it up there, but we never did. Obviously, I wasn't setting my TP all the way up there because I'm only shooting for one-to-ones. But yeah, so I'll just cover them a little bit. So this was the first setup. Is this 1 minute IFVG? And the reason I took this was because we had come down and delivered from this 15-minute imbalance and then got good momentum coming up out of that, inverse this 1 minute gap. So I was like, all right, that's my entry. Put my stop just roughly below that inversion. My break even was going to be, that is not what my break even was. My break even. So I was actually gonna take out 2 or 3 contracts here, and leave the rest to run to the data highs. But I was gonna take out majority of my position here for a 1-to-1. Now, as you can see, I got edged. We got pretty close. Didn't end up taking it. Came all the way back down, and I didn't move my stops to break even because there was no high to move it to break even at. So I got wrecked. And that was about a $250 loss on the funded account. And just for context, I was up 500 on the funded account. So now I'm back to the starting balance at 50k. And then the second setup was this one here, and it was a 2-minute inversion. And the reason I took that was because we came up, we failed to take this high, then we failed to take this high, and then got an inversion to the downside, which I didn't take because my bias was bullish. But then we weren't even able to take this 10 a.m. low. And I was looking at that and I was thinking, all right, 10 a.m.'s already put in a low, taken out this 8:30 low, and delivered from this imbalance. This is like a perfect A+ setup back to the upside. So we got that inversion, entered there, put my stop below that inversion, and I had my TP set up here. Now, to be honest with you, I was going to move my stop loss to break even when we hit this, but I'm not even joking. We hit it, and then I went to move my stop, and this candle instantly rejected back down to my entry. So if I was to go to break even, I would have closed the position. I probably could have closed the position and just taken like a minor loss, but I just left it and I got wrecked again. So yeah, I don't think there's much to learn from this because I think that both of the setups were really valid and I followed my rules. I risked the amount that I wanted to risk and I took 2 losses. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of salty, and I was kind of really salty. I was like, I was just looking. I was like, come on, let's get another entry. And I stopped and I just sat back, just sat away from my computer for a couple minutes, and I went, all right, do I need to enter a third trade? Because if I enter this third trade, I'm not even going to make back everything that I lost today. And if I lose, then I'm going to lose 3 trades in a row. And then I'm going to have to come on to YouTube and explain to you guys that I took 3 losing trades in a row. After 2 trades, I should just call it because that's something that takes quite a lot of self-restraint from me. And there's been a lot of times where I've lost 2 trades, wanted to make it back, got in for a third one, lost that again, and then that just leads to a spiral. That just leads to like a lot of revenge trading, and I've blown accounts doing that. I know I said that in the last video about blowing accounts doing that sort of thing, but it's true. That's honestly true. Like, I know my tendencies, and I'm doing my absolute best these days to just avoid that entirely. So yeah, it sucks that I'm back down to my initial starting balance, and all the trades that I've taken for the last week or 2 weeks are raised. But I could have blown my account. I could have revenge traded. I could have over leveraged and tried to get back that 500. But I just stopped and sat back for a bit and realized, you know what? Tomorrow's a new day. Jump back on, see what happens. Now I can go to bed feeling good about the fact that I, followed my rules, took 2 losses, and called it a day. And decided to make a YouTube video instead of, jumping back in and just getting myself into a mess, basically. So, something that I am proud of and something that I think I did well is knowing when to call it quits and just get off. Just get off my fucking computer. I mean, obviously I'm not off. I'm making a video about it, but yeah. So I think, like, after taking that second loss, my ego really kicked in because I was like, I just took 2 setups that in my opinion were just A+, and both of them failed. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, what am I doing wrong? And then, I need to remind myself that even if you have the most A++ setup and you've seen this work a million times, at the end of the day, there's a 50% chance that it's going to work and there's a 50% chance that it's not. And, today was a day where it was not going to work. So, yeah, look, not the best day for me, but that's all right. What else do I even discuss? I think that, like, I think this was a bit of a trend day again, to be honest. Like, this is the same thing I was mentioning in my video the other day about how price has just been coming down, making lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. But honestly, in the moment, it didn't really look like that. Maybe I was a bit too zoomed in and I didn't think about the bigger picture enough. But now that I look back at this and I'm looking back at it now, it looks like a trend day again. And if I had just known that in these days where we're making lows, lower lows, just trending down, that I'm not very good at it. And this is honestly proving my point, like, perfectly about what I said the other day, is that when we're doing this, I just look for reversals and I get wrecked. And that's exactly what happened. So I guess I didn't learn from that, but I don't know. In the heat of the moment, like up here, this structure wasn't formed yet, so there wasn't really any way of me knowing that that was the case. On this one, that structure was starting to form, but at least I know now that we're all the way down here, we're probably going to come back up, maybe to this imbalance, and then go down again. So honestly, I think probably looking for a rejection out of this and then a continuation lower would be a good play, but I'm not going to do that because I'm not good at that, and I've already taken 2 losses, so I'm going to call that. But anyways, it's 1:55 a.m. Got to still edit this video because my mic gets out of sync so I got to sync up that. Then I got to wait for it to upload to YouTube, and then I can go to bed. So, GG boys. Hope some of you guys got up today. I didn't, but I'm gonna be back at it tomorrow, feeling good about the fact that I didn't fuck up and break my rules, and I'm gonna go to sleep happy. Thank you boys for watching. I appreciate you all, and yeah, that'll be it for me.